All right. Welcome back, ladies and men of prestige. I can see that you can hear me clearly. I just gotta make sure that all the audios work perfectly fine. Just give me 1 second, because I've loaded the studio. I'm ready for this show, but then I realized that I was connected to the wrong network. Then I reconnected, and here we are. Let me just check something really quickly. It's just, first of all, you know me, I like to have some nice background music. All right, now I can hear that part, but let me just test this really quickly.
Jackson here, and today.
Oh, we do have Derrick Jackson in the house. Yes, we do. What's going on, everyone? Let's just make sure that we're good to go. If you can hear me loud and clear, please post it in the comments. Just say loud and clear. Shout out to all of you that are here to talk about this topic. We do have Derrick Jackson. Let's just make sure we have him in the house. Him and his a beautiful wife, or ex-wife to be. There you go. We do have Derrick Jackson in the house. Yes, we do, right? I knew I was ready, right? All right, good. What's going on, everyone? Let me just go ahead and do some shout out. Shout out to Duro Long. Thank you so much. D Love, thank you so much. As you're coming in, I beg, please, I beg una, make una hit the like button. No, at this point in time, I should easily have 15 thumbs up in there already, but I think I'm only seeing 6. Maybe my page is not refreshed, but please go ahead and hit that. Shout out to everyone that's brand new here. If you're coming here for the first time, shout out to you. I appreciate you. Ricky Webster, my brother, thanks for coming by. Go Rex, Atideo, yes, so we don't land, right? Thank you, loud and clear. Awesome. Gracious greatness, my brother. Good to see you, man. She looks sad. Well, this is an old picture from from March. We're gonna review all of this video, by the way. I gotta bring you up to speed. I have to bring you up to speed. And of course, I have my beautiful Auntie B in the house. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. I'm gonna find that link. Blessed, shout out to you, Clara Adeyeye. Beautiful name. Sounds like that name is from Ondo State or Ekiti somewhere. I knew it. I know these things now. Uchenna, thank you so much. Yes, she looks depressed. I don't think she ever recovered. But here's the first thing I want us to do. I want us to review some of the videos. Let's bring ourselves up to speed, right? Then I want to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link right now. As a matter of fact, if you want to come in, chop it up with me, and and dissect this together, I want you to feel free. Let me find the link. All right, this is cool. This is going to be awesome. All right. Let's see. You've never seen her look better. I know. I knew it, Clara. Of course. It's either you're married to a fine Ondo man like myself, or you're from Ondo. I knew it now, of course. Colette, shout out to you. Thanks for stopping by. Beyond Beauty. All right, so let me drop the link, and then we're gonna dive right into the video. First of all, there's an announcement that happened today, and I want to start from there. While we're talking about this today, this is hot news. This all happened in the last 7 to 8 hours or so. So he claimed they are filing for divorce, but I'm just gonna read the statement, and then I will take us back to the beginning, because it's very important to know the background of the story before we have a say in it. There's a lot of people that are using this guy's name, Derrick Jackson, without properly understanding where the story started from, right? Usually they use it to mean a man who panders to women. That name, Derrick Jackson, is a verb, it's a noun, it's an adjective, it's they use it to basically mean a man who panders to women, okay? But today, before I give my own opinion. I want us to review everything and where things are coming from. So he released this. Let me see. He released this statement today. Okay, this particular statement. He says over the past several months. Okay, this is DERRICK JAXN and DERRICK JAXN. Okay. And who is he? He's a YouTuber. It's simply put, it's a YouTuber. It's a YouTube content creator. He's like myself, okay? But he's been doing it for a while. He has, at this point, he has like 700,000 subscribers. He could have easily had like probably 1 million by now. But what happened last year really hit his brand badly, you know? As a matter of fact, I think his platform has been... That particular platform, the YouTube, has been static at about 700,000 for that 1 year, you know. But then all of this is happening today right now, which is just an announcement. So here we go. Let me just go ahead and review this together. By the way, do me a favor before I dive into this. You can see it on the screen already. All right. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Share this. Subscribe. Okay. If you hit that like button, the party will become simply bigger. Okay, the more the merrier. Okay, so here we go. It says, over the past several months, my family and I have gone through many changes. Some of you have speculated, while others of you have reached out to offer support as we privately establish this new normal for ourselves and our beautiful children. Earlier this year, after much prayer, counseling, and deep consideration, we decided to go our separate ways and filed for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life, but I've found peace. All right, so please take note something there. He said, he didn't say I filed for divorce. He said, I decided. He said, we decided, which is usually...
Stop the cap.
Yeah, there's no such thing as we decided. Okay, we can come to a conclusion, but that decision was made by one person at some point. It could have been him too, right? But let's keep going. So we decided, okay, to go our separate ways, filed for divorce. Making the decision to file was one of the hardest decisions of my life. Okay. So was it accepting to file or I made a decision? We don't know, right? We don't know. We will never know at this point. And I think that's fine too. You know, we don't have to know everything. But I've found peace knowing that our mission of raising healthy children, starting with healthy and whole parents, is still being accomplished. Okay. I don't think he has much choice. Okay. And I'll show you why in a second. From falling in love as just teenagers, which means they've been together for a long time, to becoming spouses and now co-parents, I'm grateful for the years we've spent together. I wouldn't trade them for anything. I was blessed to have such an amazing person in my life and will forever be thankful for all she's meant to our family. He's talking about his wife. That's the proper way to say this. Okay. We ask that if you pray, to please pray for us as we navigate this grieving process. If not, please respect our privacy. Now, some people were saying, but why are you asking us to pray or keep privacy when you brought it to social media? Well, he's a public person, so that's a very disingenuous question to ask. But let's dive into this guy's story, okay? It all started... It started for me March 19th, okay, 2021, okay, and I'm going to show you, but before March 19, 2021, I stumbled into a few videos. It was very random. Sometimes I see it on Facebook. I didn't know what the guy was, but he would sit in the car and he would advise, and I noticed that a few times his advices, I'm like, there wasn't enough details for him to be outrightly casting the men out. You know, and I remember that it kind of like took me aback, like, wait, you don't know that much. Why are you basically giving this woman an advice that is basically you're judging the man way too soon? to my taste. But also, I didn't follow him enough to know his rhetoric or where it's coming from. And also, you know, for me personally, I wasn't creating content around this topic at the time, but I've always been inclined to relationships topics, marriage topics, but primarily from a relationship standpoint. So it could be siblings, it could be relationship with parents, it could be relation of any type, even business relationships. Because my background, I don't know if you know this yet, I'm in marketing. Okay, so you know, something that a lot of lames will call pandering is basically called persuasion. Okay, you have to align with a person before you shove your idea down their throat. It's just something that powerful people understand since the beginning of time. But granted, even myself, when I heard a few things, I'm like, what is he talking about? So where did it start from? What I did is I went and pulled up his top 3 videos on YouTube at this moment. And I didn't listen to it. I want us to listen to it together and see if he's saying anything that's really off, you know. One thing I can tell you up front right now is that this video came out somewhere within the last week, okay? Tasha K, the same person who did the expose last year, came out with another expose last week. Apparently, allegedly, he's been caught cheating in recent times. I haven't seen that information in too many places. The only thing people are talking about is that he's filing for divorce. In which case, again, we just read the statement. Yeah, he said we are filing for divorce. So we don't know who is actually pulling the trigger. He's simply the one making the announcement, okay? But this is the Tasha K, you know, and I'm using this completely within the fair use guidelines, courtesy on Wine with Tasha K. Let's go ahead and play that video right now.
Could do that, Danae, okay? Only a devil can do that, Danae Jackson, okay? I am not here. I am here in love. I am here from one here to cause any division or confusion. Only a devil could do that, Danae, okay? Only a devil can do that, Danae Jackson, okay? I am not here. I am here in love. I am here from one wife to another to let you know that this motherfucker ain't shit, okay? Now, put up the picture. Put up the picture.
All right. So, why was she begging Danae? I think it's important that I plug this video here. Okay. Let me see. Gorex said maybe she's from our Usho. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Gorex, I don't know what your connection with Usho is, but you know, you need to kind of bring me up to speed. How did you know anything about Usho? My village is Usho, you know. Maybe she's carefree lady. She's not looking after her physical body. No, there's too much aligning. I think in my opinion, I think Derrick, not, you know, just being as a husband, has done way too much damages to this woman. But I don't know much. We're just looking at it together right now. Is that not the same Tasha K that was successfully sued by Cardi B? She is, I promise I'll be careful, you know. So let's that's why I will be posting this video back and forth. But I think she's cool with material being used. It promotes her. But yeah, she's the one that did the expose last year. She's the one that did it. This one is like from a few days ago, you know. So again, why is she sprinkling water on water on I'm trying to correct my English, like Auntie B said, right? Why is she sprinkling water on this guy, right? She was basically begging the wife, because basically like two or 3 weeks ago, one video from her went viral, and this is the video, and I'll let you be the judge of this. I beg, cover your children with the blood of Jesus. At this point, this video I'm about to play, it's a little strong, okay? Blood of Jesus, sprinkle holy water everywhere in the house right now, okay? Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay, let's get into it.
Person speaking against the names, every person speaking against the names Danae Jackson and Derrick Jackson in mockery, accusations, slanders, and lies, may the mercies of God be withdrawn from you. May your husbands and wives become widows. Let your children become fatherless. Let your seed become vagabonds on the earth. Let the words of your mouth and your words of your hands be returned back to you. Let it go down your throat and choke you slowly until your days become few on the earth. The word of God says, touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. You've been warned. And if you want to know where that is at in the Bible, go to Psalm 109, go to Psalm 35, go to Psalm 140, go to Psalm 141, and keep our names out of your mouth in the name of Jesus. Have a blessed day.
Kilagbe, kilaju. What did you take? Jesus Christ. Okay, so now it will make sense to you why Tasha K started her little announcement a few weeks ago. We're using this within the fair use guidelines, all of the videos, okay? She has shaked for everybody. I beg, sprinkle your house, so you know. Again, she's anybody, right? Be careful. Your mom's from whose show? That's what I'm talking about. I knew it wasn't just me from whose show. Shout out to you, Gorex. Apparently, Tasha K has moved to Africa. I don't live with these people. I'm living my life. That's what. Well, not all those who quote the scriptures are right. Hey. I'm just saying this is too much ekwe. But anyway, that's where she was coming from. Let's play this. Let's play this. So that's why she started this way. Okay.
Here to cause any division or confusion. Only a devil could do that, Danae. Okay. Only a devil can do that, Danae Jackson. Okay. I am not here. I am here in love. I am here from one wife to another to let you know that this motherfucker ain't shit. Okay, now put up the picture. Put up the picture. So, all right. So I spoke.
Anyway, so I do have my Auntie B in the house. Auntie B, how are you?
I'm fine, no, Ola.
I know you're tired. It's so late. It's so late in the day.
It's late over here. Yes, but I wanted to just ask that Anton Shekpe. A few minutes ago, is that Derrick Jackson's wife?
Yes, that's Ideologies Jackson. That's the wife.
She was the one that was cussing just now.
Yes, that's her.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's I think it's gotten to her. She does a lot of warfare. Blah blah blah.
Warfare against
spiritual warfare
against her husband.
No, she's completely on the side of the husband throughout, but against all kind of forces of darkness, she's always cursing something. But this time around, she's cursing all the people that are slandering their name. And this was just a few days before Tasha K released this video.
Okay.
So, and that's the video we're about to review, which is Tasha K. I'm gonna play it right now.
Is that not the same Tasha K that was sued by Cardi? Is it Cardi B that sued her, or one of those celebrities sued her successfully? Is she not the same one?
She's the one. She got sued by Cardi B, and Cardi B won. And she said, "I ain't got the money."
Is she not supposed to be in jail for that?
I beg, leave that thing.
That's in America.
Judgment last as bankruptcy.
No, I mean, what I wanted to just say is that, you know, this your America, your America. That's your country, Onibosheje. When Bill Clinton cheated on Hillary Clinton, a lot of people were not happy. And I have my own conspiracy theory about that today, that perhaps the reason why, you know, Hillary didn't win that election was because a lot of women were not happy with her because she didn't walk away from that marriage. So this woman not walking away after her husband was outed for cheating publicly, based on the fact that he's supposed to be a marriage, whatever, is it counselor or whatever, coach, relationship coach. So I can imagine how people would have been coming for her, like they would seriously be attacking her for staying with a cheating man, because over there it's not like Africa where, you know, cheating is part of culture. You know, and people don't tolerate it. And if you tolerate it based off on whatever, maybe because you are a religious woman or whatever, or you don't have the confidence to leave, or you don't have the means to leave, or you just want to make it work, or maybe you are beaten. But whenever I look at, when I see this picture, it doesn't do her any credit. I've not seen any picture where she looks nice. Anyway,
Yeah, I know. But and she's a pretty lady.
She's a very pretty lady, but I've
Yeah.
never seen any picture where she looks absolutely as, because the guy looks good. He's
Yeah.
a very good looking dude.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
dresses very well. You can see he gyms and everywhere. He's always dressed well. How come she's always looking like his house help? Why?
In fact, I have a question for you, and to be based on that thing you just said just now, right? Let me just go ahead and post it on the screen. Do you think women subscribed because he was good looking? Do you think that's why women subscribe to him?
It's part of it. I'm not gonna lie. It's part of it. If he wasn't good looking, I
Right.
mean, maybe he won't have as many. But I think it's part of it. We like the fact that he looks good. He speaks good. He speaks our language.
Right.
And he was on our side. So what's there not to like?
Yeah, it's easy. That's why they call it. It's easy on the eyes, so it's easier to listen to him. If
Yes.
it's,
Yeah, he's a good looking guy.
yeah. But yeah, you know, a lot of people want to put the weight of the followership, his followership on that. I think that's part of it. I think if you're easier on the eyes, of course, it opens doors. Either you're a man or woman.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, because people care what you look like. You inspire people in a way. So that's why when you have a public space like that, your appearance is important. You need to look good. You can't just present yourself anyhow, because you inspire people.
Well, nobody knew who she was until this scandal in March of 2021, right?
So he wasn't showing her at all in all those plenty times he was
That-
talking about
yes.
marriage, relationship, and everything.
Yes, that's one of the issues that people have with him, because nobody knew that he was married at all, right? This is her in their wedding. She's a beautiful
Oh,
woman,
she's beautiful.
right? So that's one of the issues that people had with him. Like, hey, listen, how come we don't know? And I won't say I have an issue with that, because honestly, this people out on there's a lot of people on the internet that are mad and crazy, and if they know a little bit of information about you, they can use that to
That's
drag
true.
you for
That's
no
true.
reason.
That's true.
But in the same token, if the topic is related, it's topic that you deliver, like relationships and marriages, if it's related to that, like, I think it's okay to show some credibility. There's no way you've listened to 2 or 3 of my sessions that you won't know I'm a married man. Anyway,
You have to mention
when you see
yeah,
the countdown,
have
you
to.
will see my wife already, right?
Yes.
So
If you are in a relationship or marriage and you are doing relationship stuff and you never ever mention
Ever.
your partner, then there's something that's a red flag.
yes, that's
It
a
is
red
a
flag.
red flag. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the comment, Ola. Gores
Yeah.
is saying, I think some ladies or women relax on their dressing once they are married, but men still keeps, smarting up and
Snatching the woman outside.
women outside. So I was looking at this on social media before you started your live, Ola. Somebody said on I think it was on Instagram, I read a comment where somebody said that he actually went to cheat with the kind of women that he didn't marry that kind of a woman, but actually he was interested in women,
Right.
that presented in a certain way. Why was his woman looking like this after marriage though? Why?
Well, again, this picture that we're looking at is after the scandal, not necessarily after marriage. She has a gut. If you've been to her page, let me see if I can find her page if it's not private yet. If you see her page, she has a lot of pictures that but this was the presentation that they gave us, which I'll play that video in a little bit. This is the presentation they gave us when they came out and announced that they were going to stay together. Their reaction to the affair. This video right here.
So
This
I
was the
watched
first
that
video of us knowing who she is. That he was
Ola.
that he was even married at all.
This even troubled me. I saw this video because, like I said, I was already following this guy before all this scandal. I followed him
Right.
on Instagram and I followed him on YouTube as well. Right? And so when the scandal happened, and then he started making this video, and this woman was looking like this.
Yeah.
I had a serious problem with it. It was almost like she was coerced.
Yeah.
to come and speak.
Am I wrong, Auntie B? She's not wearing any bra right now. She looks like she threw that sweater on.
I don't know. I didn't look that far. Whether she's wearing
I guess I looked that far. I see
I
everything.
don't know whether she's wearing bra, but the fact that you see the way he's grabbing her hand. Look at their body language.
Right.
Just
He
look at
was
that.
he was definitely in control. of whatever is going on.
She's just sitting down there. He's grabbing her hand. He's doing all the talking.
She's
He's
numb.
all big
She
and
was numb.
buffed up, and she's just nodding her head like a doll baby. What is this?
Yeah, she was definitely numb. And if you look at this woman, and if you compare that to this woman that's busy,
Every person
that
speaking-
causes people out. This is not the same person. It's the same person, but it's like one person is being controlled and the other person is like angry, and they basically are expressing themselves how they feel.
Even here, I don't know. You know what I heard the other day? I read something online the other day. This is what I hear is happening. I don't know if it's true or it's just a conspiracy theory or not.
Right.
But I think it's a real thing now that guys are marrying women who they think will stay with them because they can one way or the other control, manipulate them. And they are cheating with the kind of women they actually love.
Let me address that, Auntie B. I don't think men are that intentional. I just don't think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think it can play out that way though. But as far as they are planning to do it from the beginning and they play it out like that, I don't think anybody's attention span is that long in the first place. I think men are humans like women. They fall for what they fall for. They like what they like. Oh yes, ladies, men have preferences, and sometimes the preferences can misalign. What they like in public may be different from what they would like to show off as my wife. What they like internally can be quite different from what they would like to show off as this is my lady, this is my queen. That can be different because of the superficial beliefs and a lot of there's a lot of misalignment in a lot of men. Yes, that's true. But the idea that they just sit down there at the age of 27 and say I'm going to plan it out like this, I'm going to marry one like this, and then at the age of 34 I will start picking up that. Yeah, that's there's just. Most human attention span is not that long, you know. Even if they plan like that, they won't follow through because all types of things are happening, including Kiro. I think a lot of men will go and smash what they wouldn't want to marry, and then they will get pregnant, and then things happen. I think those kind of things happen. I think a lot of men will fantasize about what they don't necessarily want as a wife at home. Yes.
So do you think that he's the one leaving her finally now, or she's the one stepping out of the marriage eventually? Because he didn't give us much with that speech or whatever the statement he put out.
I think she went bonkers. I think he can't handle. I think she went crazy. I'm sorry. The way she carry herself, all this I carry Bible, I fight warfare on Instagram and all this kind of stuff. I think she lost herself completely.
Was she over religious though? Because this video is troubling, where she's swearing and cursing people and quoting Bible. Was she that religious, or was this just? I don't understand. What's wrong? What's up with this lady?
I think she had been. She might have been religious, yes, but nobody knew her until the scandal, right? I think she might have been religious, But again, when ideologies are very powerful. Ideologies or belief systems, right? They are very powerful. They are something we all participate in. If you participate in any form of religion or faith, they are very powerful. And this is something she posted after the announcement. Ways to give to DERRICK JAXN Ministries. She's soliciting for people to cash up money to her ministries. I think she's always been a religious person from what I've seen on her page today. Even like going back to previous posts. But I think if you're not a deep thinker, if you're not a what's the word I'm looking for, critical thinker, and you engage faith and religion, it will affect how you interpret crisis when they happen.
Yeah.
And that's not always a positive thing. It can be a positive thing. Faith can help you handle crisis, yes. But that means you've taken the time to process it. You have counsel. You have people that you can talk to because you're a human being. There's a human brain in your head, meaning there's limitations, right? But if you don't have anybody you answer to, someone that can hold you accountable, and you're mixing with any type of faith, it's not about one religion is better than the other. If you are at the extreme end of over spiritualizing or turning everything into ideology, which is usually extreme, and you go through a crisis, you won't know how to operate as a human being here. as in like admit that, hey, this is too much for me, this is a lot, and you have to check out and seek wise counsel, because it would just be all over the place. It's a very dangerous place to be, and I think that's what has happened to her. She's coming from a very religious place with regards to her faith, and these things happen to her, and she's trying to normalize this event with all of this monitoring spirit. Yeah.
Do you think he will survive his mini because his whole niche is all about relationships?
Yeah,
Is he gonna survive this?
so he's on the extreme other end. So what happened to people like me and Derrick Jaxn? It is very dangerous too. We have to be careful. What happens is that we can start to psychoanalyze ourselves, and that's not good, because we're humans just like everybody else.
Of course.
You know, if I go through something, I need another human being, a wise person that I can rub mind bounce off of, right? Yes, I can't unknow what I know about relationships, but it's a lot to understand how the human brain operates at an emotional level. It's a lot. So when you start to do that to yourself, you can completely go mad. Like, is that powerful, because you're trying to psychoanalyze yourself, but you're still a human being who is going through the actual crisis, you know?
But their marriage hasn't even been long like that. I read that it's only been 4 years. So it's not like they've been married for that long.
But they've been together since teenage years. So
Right.
it's a lot of history there. But I'm not even sure. Is that 4 years? I thought it was longer than that. But
Yeah, I read 4 years when I was reading the statement that he issued. I thought I saw it on Instagram that it's 4 years they've been married.
yeah. This one here, it's a lot, because again, we have that religious thing. We have a guy who is he's a very emotionally intelligent guy, by the way, emotionally inclined, who is probably going to attempt unknowingly to be psychoanalyzing himself and his wife. They can be vulnerable.
Yeah, AM is saying in your comment section that they were cohabiting, which was something we are just discussing in my channel earlier on. So
Right.
if they are actually Christians, like, I'm getting the vibe that this Mrs. Jaxn was, I mean, she presents as someone who is, you know, spiritually inclined, and she's all born again and all that. So how can you cohabit if you're a lover of Christ?
Well, again, we're humans. We can claim lover of Christ all we want. I'm also a church boy, but there's a difference between a church boy.
Please, this is hypocrisy. It's all hypocrisy. Let's call it out for what it is.
Well,
She's the one swearing and calling the Bible and quoting the Bible now to curse people. If
Right.
you claim that you are a Christian,
Right.
it's either you are a Christian or you are not. There are not two ways about it. I mean, I'm not trying to deviate from the topic.
No, that's fine.
If this is what they presented, that they are born again, they are Christian, Christ believing, following people,
Right.
then it means that even the foundation of their marriage wasn't right.
It's could follow. I'll tell you like this, right? The Bible has more than enough verses to justify all the bullshit that men will want to justify. Even the crosses that she's raining on people right now, she can find more than enough verses in the Bible to justify it. This is why I generally disengage from judging people, or, you know, I'm not saying you are, but as in anything remotely close to it. I want to look at things from an objective standpoint. Are they Christians? Are they practicing Christians? They've basically showcased themselves. They try to showcase themselves as that, especially after the scandal. And to me, it's like trying to manipulate the public. The best thing they should have done is go away. Just disappear. You know, because this thing that I call money, this online in-law thing, right? This monitoring spirit is powerful.
Yeah.
They are reading the comments. This is a response to comment online. All of this.
I think the people really came for her because she stayed.
Yes. On both sides, both people will come for her. So if she decides to leave too, you know, the religious community will come for her.
Yeah.
So the best thing is to disengage, and you cannot do that by yourself. You need mentors that will hold you accountable, almost lock you down, and they won't let you get out there, seize your phones. It's a very difficult process to go through. but I don't think they did that. He launched a book. He's launched some new series. This is one of his new series that he's been pushing out.
They want relationships, but you can't scare them with the whole.
This is just a few days ago, right? He's putting out content.
The guy is relentless.
You can't pretend like you're not married to this woman who is going through a lot. Even if you can pretend yourself like, I can handle it, right?
You don't put yourself out there on social media selling yourself when you can't even, when you live with this woman that is obvious that she's not all right.
Yeah.
Look at the way he's handled this marriage, and this, she looks traumatized.
Yeah. So they're both traumatized. One is putting on a facade, like a mask, and the other one is trying to put on the faith. And then we saw this video. She went bonkers on people on social media because you can't run from your shadow. Social media is part of their persona. One of the things that makes it hard is that this guy was making good money online. 700,000 subscribers.
He was doing well. Yeah.
He's selling books. A lot of women believe in it. So he's kind of hard to check out and say, because that's your livelihood now too, right? So you have to really have someone on your corner that will help you strategize how you're going to maintain your family from a financial standpoint, but still be able to seek the healing. You can't, if your wife is going through something, you're going through something. It's as simple as that. That's the formula. If your husband is going through something, you are going through something.
Yeah,
that's
but one person is responsible for the action of why they are going through something.
Could differ,
but it's somebody that is responsible for it. It didn't just happen. It's not like the cheating just happened. He was the one that cheated. She's suffering as a result of his actions.
So the only time it will matter is it's not like we'll differ around, right? It will matter at some point, right? That somebody need to be held accountable. That's what you're speaking to. Yes, absolutely, right? But it has to be the right space, the right time, right? But what I'm saying there is the grand scheme of things. If you are somebody's husband, you don't get to say, what I'm saying is that you don't get to say that's your own. No. You're going through it together. That's deceiving yourself. If you're let's not make it relationship infidelity or type of thing matter, right? Let's make it something as simple as your spouse's in-law passed away and they're going through it. You're going through it together. Now, if somebody is a transgressor, right? Somebody who is perpetuating bad behavior, right? They would need to be held accountable in the right space, in the right time. Yes, of course, because the other person would need you to reassure them that you're not going to continue the same behavior, right? You're correct about that. That's a different topic. But the point I was making is that Derrick Jaxn is trying to come out here and act like my wife acted crazy on her page. It's just her. No, go back inside. That's going to affect your brand and your being, no matter how much you try to pretend. This is going to affect you, and that's what I'm trying to say.
People did cancel him after that scandal, but he was still out there doing his thing. He still had a huge audience. Otherwise, he won't still be there talking about relationships after everything.
He was trying to, but it's not.
It was not the same anymore.
It's not the same. Yeah, it wasn't the same. And again, no one lives in a vacuum. You're part of
isolation.
You're part of a society, right? So if the society is responding to, even if you're right, let's say it was all clean, we know that it was wrong, that it was. I mean, in fact, the video let me play this video, Auntie P, because I want you to see this before you have to leave, right? This is the release that happened that made him come out and announce their divorce now, okay?
Was going on. So Derrick Jaxn is down in Miami at Art Basel. Okay, there were multiple people that were around taking pictures, and this young lady is not his wife. Okay, they confirmed that.
Let me blow this up
directly to the sources that took this picture and others that were there, and they said that he was very, very touchy-feely.
Let me take that
with this young lady who we don't know. Okay, who we don't know at all. All we know is that Danae.
This is 2-3 weeks ago, allegedly. That's him standing with another woman in Miami. Yes. That's according to what Tasha K is saying right now and her source. Okay. So this is the reality, right? So sound like there's an issue of self-control there.
So
Because
this guy is just out there freaking, and he's right there telling us about relationship while he's carrying on with this freaky. Eh?
So yes, Auntie B, that's the point we're making today. Like, ladies, and gentlemen, a lot of men enjoy when people pander to them. Now, when people pander to you, you have to be a critical thinker to be able to detect it. You have to be able to detect it faster. Don't allow anyone, like, listen, including myself, if you come here, I need the smoke, push against me. You don't have to agree with me every time. You can disagree with me, because this is how we learn. Don't allow anyone to pander to your talking point, because there's no growth there. They will just be soothing you and make you feel good, but you're not growing. And I think that's one of the major lessons here.
Don't dress like this. Danae, don't dress like this. Not the preacher, not the warrior of love, not the protector of all marriages, okay? This is not her. And
that's some of the things she was claiming she was, okay? A protector of marriages, she was really proclaiming. If you're going through stuff in your marriage, don't come out less than 1 year later and come and say, I'm protecting all marriages. Mama be and Isuru.
Who asked you to protect all your own marriages? Just protect your own. Your own self, you've not finished protecting.
Protect your own mental health.
I beg you.
Protect your own mental health first.
Is it easy? Are you Jesus? I beg.
Marriage protector. Hey, listen, when we were on your channel right now, a few hours ago, right? People thought you were a 5 and 6 with marriage, right?
In fact, I was shocked. That's the first time I'm hearing it.
You know, because people can't discern between two different topics that can almost interwove at the same time. You can't have a good marriage if you're not good up here. You will create bad marriage and bad children and bad society for all of us. Make sure you're good as a person from a mental standpoint, spiritual standpoint, emotional standpoint, before you come out here and try to protect marriage. Marriage doesn't need your protector. Marriage is the truth. It's an institution that's withstood the test of time. You don't have to help it. If you are a good person and you've worked on yourself and you come into marriage, that marriage will be good by default. If you remain small, that marriage too will remain small. It's a function of the people in it. There's no need to protect marriage. And in the name of protect marriage, you have to force people to stay in
that
it.
is a very, very humongous task to take on yourself, to say that you're a marriage protector.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's too much. Oh. People should just bite what they can chew.
Yep. Let me finish this video.
I asked, I said, are you sure? They said, Miss Tasha, it was not her. And he looked very worried. And he kept looking around.
He was looking.
She's so dramatic.
If you have to look that much and you took a girl to some festival in Miami, why are you doing it?
But it's a public figure. Oh, yeah, come up, people will find, they will know, they will take pictures. Or he didn't care.
No, he cared. That's why he's looking. If he didn't care, he wouldn't be looking. He cared now, but it's lack of self-control. It's bad habits. It's addiction. It's a man who is trying to serve. Again, it's another example of somebody trying to serve the public, but they're not taking care of self. Something is making you want to engage in this bad. Even if you are a man who is not in any standard, if you're a polygamy, there's certain type of girls you don't want to be seen with. Even if you're a polygamist. There's certain people, like, you think Dangote was happy with that stupid picture that came from Miami the other time with his butt showing in the tower? You remember that picture? Dangote doesn't owe anybody any explanation, but he still doesn't want that kind of picture out there like that now. You know, so as a man, especially, it's in a very terrible place for him to be walking around town with random chicks who is not your wife in this kind of outfit, and then you are looking around. Why are you doing it if you have to be looking around that much? He's a man who has lost himself. You know, it looks on the surface like the wife has lost himself, but like I tell you, when I talk about this marriage thing, when they say you are one, you are one. If your wife has lost themselves and you're trying to pretend run around town like you're good, no, you've lost yourself too. You probably need some space. You need to back off of social media, back off of all this noise, and go take care of self. Because everything else is just facade, you know?
Right, because you know, when we you know, first put out, right, those those stories. His birthday he loves to come to Miami for his birthday, right? He loves that. He loves it. But Miami is where he really just gets free. And every woman that he was caught with, they say he loves to take them to Miami. And so this is where he'll lead a wife.
Must you go to Miami by force on your
What's in
birthday?
Miami, I beg? Kishenko come bang bang. Is it the beach? Is it the beach or what is it?
Is it by force? Must you go to Miami in this year?
There
Can't you
must be
take 1
something
year
in
off?
Miami that is attracting him, or are the Miami girls more prettier or more of a spec?
Maybe more of respect, right? His name is DERRICK Jaxn, the king of attraction. Went to Miami to go and visit Fresh and Fit and their Aram. That's the excuse, Abby. Hey, voila. Oh, girl. Let's see.
At home with the kids, and he'll come down here and do his thing, right? And so I had to put two and two together. I said, this don't sound far-fetched. And why would he be out the house without wife and kids at an event like this? You ask me, he too close. If I'm married, my husband too motherfucking close to this bitch. He's too close. You can smell her. You can tell me what type of motherfucking Bath and Body Works she got on. You can tell me if she used a lotion to lotion her cat, to make it smell good, to go over the fish.
If you look closely, Auntie B, well, it's
What's in her hand? Is she holding a spoon or something in her hand?
I can't. Oh yeah, that she's always holding props, like she's about to choke someone in the face. If you look at, we can't see clearly, but that picture of somebody posted it on apparently somebody posted it on Facebook to put it out there. The person has deleted it, but if he's holding hands, he's basically doing PDAs with a person that is not his wife. Right, in the public gathering, and then they said he was looking side and left. Maybe nobody will see him or anything like that. That's a man who lacks self-control. Many of us are like that. Let me be honest with you. Majority of us, we will go through one moment or the other. It's an ongoing battle. Self-control. That's why we talk about it. Like have some self-control. Have some self-control when it comes to food. How you conduct yourself socially, emotionally, when you're dealing with your spouse. Hold yourself back sometimes and say, hey, maybe there's something I can't see. Let me listen a little bit. Maybe there's something I can't hear yet. All of that is self-control. How much more you must take some random chick to Miami this weekend by force. In this 1 year that my family is going through crisis. Remember, not her going through crisis. You're going through crisis when any one of the spouses are going through crisis. You're both in it together. If you disengage from this fact, you go suffer.
You can tell me it's too much because you're too close. You are not arm's length away. And given your status, sir, you are a relationship guru. You plan. You say that you are committed to your wife and that you would never, ever, ever, ever stick your dick anywhere else. You got your wife out here casting spells and curses on bitches.
Casting spells.
And you ain't telling them that your dick is cursed. Because every time, I'm telling you.
Oh, these chicks don't care, by the way. Dick is cursed, bitty bow.
I beg, how can that happen? No, me, I don't understand your American Joe. No,
because the problem.
How does that happen? How do they cause
She's referencing the wife. The wife has been online for a year and a half, 18 months, cursing everything.
Really? And people listen to that?
Because we're doing work, she below money.
Okay. Oh, yeah, me.
It's entertaining at the end of the day. People will watch lunatics and and will justify with bullshit later. That's what's going on. So she's been cursing everything. That's what she's trying. She's been sarcastic, like that dick is cursed. Oh God. It's wild.
Danae's prayers are powerful because every time he fuck around, he get caught. Every time he fuck around, he get caught. There's not a time. He don't.
So did you hear that part? I say every time he messes around.
Yeah, he gets caught. Yeah,
he gets caught
because he's even doing it publicly. I think he wants to be caught, to be honest.
I be shaking shots at Sileli.
He wants to be caught because there's no how, as a public person, you are so open about your cheating and you expect people not to see you.
Yeah, because you're a man of certain status. And that's one thing. When you see, be careful what you ask for. If you're asking for popularity and there's no real substance, it's not your calling. You go collect too.
He collects big time.
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah. Make sure it's your calling because somebody is gonna drag you. Because again, am I questioning that it's his calling? I'm just saying when you put yourself on a pedestal because he actually has substance in some of the things he says.
But he doesn't. What a lot of women are disagreeing with is the fact that he doesn't practice what he preaches.
That's the only thing that women are
It's double
disagreeing with.
standard. You can't tell people what to do, and you are doing exactly the opposite of what you are preaching.
Yeah. Not at this extent, at least. Most people can still appreciate mistakes, something that's leave them alone. Okay, forgive them. People are very forgiving, by the way. But this is 1 year back to back, and it almost seemed like you never, because people can also observe that he never took a proper break. People can
And I don't think that was the first time he cheated anyway.
Is it always the first time? It's never the first time now.
It's not the first time, yeah. It was just the first time he was called out.
I think it was multiple women that called him out. I actually have the audio of the first call out too. Yeah, so this is let me leave this video alone.
Better, because the kind of language he's using, I don't know.
Allah mashallah. But let me leave that video alone right now. There's this video right here of the first. This was the first when he got called out.
She preaching. Past, present, and future. Let me go ahead. I ain't gonna let y'all separated from his wife is what he tells you.
That's what he.
So this was the lady that actually put him on blast on March 19th, 2021 on Tasha K's platform. And I'll play maybe a few
And I have everything
minutes of that.
He's like, I'm a single mom. And I was like, LOL, mom. Yeah, co-parenting, this and that. Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, kind of skeptical of it. But then, the more, we started texting and the more we start, he was making effort to, see me again, I kind of felt like, okay, maybe he is, telling the truth.
Okay. So was the wife...
Now, under normal circumstances at to be, I would say, why is this one coming out to tell on themselves, right? Maybe you messed with him before. But my message at this point is for you that you have something to protect. Always remember that the people you are practicing these bad behaviors with, usually they don't have anything to protect.
They have nothing to lose. Yeah. Nothing to lose.
Remember that, what about that? We should hold the women accountable too. Dude, stop the cap right now, okay? If you have something, if you don't have anything to lose, sure, knock yourself out. Maybe there are many mad people on the streets misbehaving. Knock yourself out. But I'm telling you, there's a good chance you're messing with somebody that has nothing to lose. Yep.
Really with her family when you guys were spending time together in Miami for 4th of July weekend and for his birthday at his house?
So my thought is that she probably went out there just to kind of because she has, I believe she has family.
So it looks like that's them at their wedding.
Thing, or he just lied about it and said that.
And that's her on the right hand side, I think. I'm not sure.
And is this in Miami again?
Tasha K said it earlier. This Miami,
Miami, Shani.
Miami is the land of people. Some people should stay away from Miami. I'm just gonna say it right now. Maybe if you want to do some misbehavior, maybe try St. Louis, Missouri, where nobody will find you. But
how about you don't misbehave at all? What about that? Try that.
Yeah, that one. If that one no work, Miami is the last place. If that one no work,
The whole co-parenting thing. But my thought is, I feel like she went there just as a vacation thing to spend with her family, but she was coming back. That's what it seemed like.
So when you were at the house and y'all had sex, were there any pictures of?
Atibish, when you come invite you in Miami, Lincoln.
So, I'm not going, no. Miami, I'm not coming. I'm going to America, but I'm not going to Miami. Now that I've heard what is happening in Miami, let me stay away.
Miami is a cool place. Lola and I go to Miami from time to time just to cool off. It depends on where you go in Miami. Now, if you take Daddy, you have nothing to worry about. It's good scenery. The beaches are, you will enjoy yourself,
Them in the house and stuff.
She still had all her stuff there, and I seen boxes packed up, so I was assuming maybe she's gonna, pack her stuff or whatever. So she still had stuff in the bathroom. She had all her feminine products, all her her wigs were still there, her clothes.
Nothing in this story. Let's move on. Now, I want to play his number one video on his YouTube platform. And I want us to see, is there anything off of what he's saying? The truth is that people can make mistakes, so answer B. However, the question is that why are you making the same mistake over and over and over, right?
Before you play it, Ola, there's something you said earlier on that I want to make a reference to.
Yes.
You said something that, when you something's happened in your relationship, for instance, he messed up, he stepped out, cheated on his wife.
Yes.
It's good for you to take some time for healing,
Yes.
to reflect. But he just carried on, like nothing
Yes.
happened. And it reminds me of another American, I think he's a producer or something, Devon Franklin.
Yes.
He got divorced from his wife. He was married to this, what's her name?
Yes.
The very beautiful actress, Hollywood actress.
Yeah. I forgot her name now.
And
Somebody
when
will
their
remind
marriage
us.
ended, he was up. I literally checked 1 year. He was off social media for 1 year.
No, the marriage just ended now. 1 year. But 1 year. The marriage ended.
Oh, because 1 year now. What are you talking about?
With what's her name?
Devon
Megan Good.
Franklin and yeah.
Megan Good.
Yes.
It's been 1 year.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like Devon Franklin, and I trust his judgment more. I would trust his judgment, especially if he's gone through something.
Megan Good, yes. Megan Good is her name. Yeah. So he took his time. By the time he was coming back, I watched the first thing he posted after 1 year. And he talked about, the journey of, the healing processing everything, going through therapy. I dealt with everything. You can see this is a man, because he's a Christian, right? I think he goes to...
He's a pastor.
And you can see that he really, really processed that divorce. He did go through the whole. He processed it. He didn't just jump right out,
Yes.
But I don't. This my serious
Even depending on the type of person you are, even 6 months of consistency. If you break 1 day in that 6 months, you have to start from the beginning. Even 6 months of consistency and solitude and taking the time off is more than enough. But the problem is that people may take a little break and they will go back, and every time you go back, you have to kind of like start all over again. So this is my own. 6 months is a stretch. Even 90 days is longer than most people can hold themselves from what they are addicted to. Like, we can tell that he's addicted to social media. Like, 90 days is a lot. So if you double that in, right, you will take that time. What will happen eventually is that your brain will kind of reset. We always say that we joke, but actually your brain will reset. You will have perspective, right? You would have reflected on a lot. It's not end or be or you're not suddenly perfect now, but you would have reflected on what most people will not take the time to go and do. And that's one of the I think it probably took 2 or 3 weeks. From what I can remember, it wasn't long at all. And then the next thing, he was shooting video like it's nothing. Let me tell you how much of some people even call him narcissist. I don't like doing that, but because I don't like diagnosing people with kidney on public platform. But here's what he did. He deleted the video. Many people probably forgot now. He actually responded to his own video. He responded to him. Something weird like that. Something very narcissistic in nature. He responded to his own video, telling everybody, reacting to what people are saying about the fact that he cheated. I think it was this video that he reacted to. This video, he actually reacted to this video like he was sitting in the car like he normally sits, and he was reacting to it. Like, come on, that's what I mean by psychoanalyzing yourself. It's a bad idea. If you are the subject of the crisis, you need to take some time off. Okay, when you listen to someone like me and CB and this platform long enough, you start to think you're an expert. You're not an expert of your own mental health. Don't do that to yourself. Shout out to Marcus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Shout out to Worthy. Worthy, I see you. Thanks for stopping by. Devon is a real preacher with good sense. Yeah, he made a mistake. if you want to call it a mistake, it's part of his journey. He married a woman who they're not aligned in any stretch of imagination. It's okay. People make that's you can call a mistake. When you come out of it, you understand. God, you wanted me to go through this journey. It's cool, but I need to take, because there's damages that are done by default. It's not you decide if there's damages or not. There are every relationship you get into will put some type of dent on you, either positive or negative. If it's bad experience, it's bad. It is what it is. It's not an indictment. It's not the end of the world. Take the time off to reflect, not to point fingers at the other person. Listen,
Allah, look at this comment from Heavenly Dove. Only that Derrick reacted to that video in the third person. Literally.
That's exactly what he did. He pulled down the video within a day or two after he did it. He reacted to himself in third person. He was even saying, some people will say this guy did this, but I'm seeing this guy as, I'm like, dude, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing?
Now we know where we are.
So it makes sense. It makes sense, man, right? So this guy, he has a lot going on. I think he really should have taken the time off. And I think if he took the time off, I think it would have been showing by example what the wife is supposed to do.
Is it because social media is his meal ticket? Is that why?
It could be, but remember I said it, that's what makes it more difficult. That's why you need people in your corner that can hold you accountable. People that will say, hey, that just happened. No, shut down the camera. What? The food? Okay, let's look at your finances. Let's see how we're going to manage the next 6 months. Minimum 90 days.
Allah, please, this video, I beg you in the name of Jesus Christ, the way he's grabbing the hand of that woman and clamping his hand around her, and she's looking like his housemaid. I've never seen anything like this before. Huh? What kind of a thing is this?
Yeah, I know. That's what he did literally within a day or two. He spoke first, by the way. This video is shalaye in real life. It's not necessary. If you got caught, listen, we said this about the late, great Samuel Poso. If you got caught in a situation, you don't have to run to shalaye yourself. You will only create more damages. And people like this don't realize it because they are very smart, intelligent people too. Not emotional, but every other quotient, right? They're very smart. They know the next answer to give. They have an answer for everything. They don't know how to play to real time. Like me and you were talking right now. I set out 7 videos today. But me and you started having a conversation. A conversation is always a better form of education. Always. Because you can bounce off of each other. There's always something you don't know. As opposed to my previous plan to play this. I can prepare all I want. But if you look at how life works, you can prepare all you want. God has his own Kenny. And when people don't know how to react in real time, as in like me and you are engaging right now. Let's say you took an offense to something I just said, Auntie B. I have to be able to calm down and say, clearly I missed something. Something is in my blind spot.
Hey, Bio, how are you, bro?
Bio, my guy.
Yeah, Bio just lost his mom.
I know.
Yeah,
condolences, brother. Condolences, yeah.
Yeah, how are you, bro? I hope you're all right.
Yep.
Latu said that, Auntie B, I pray she doesn't develop arthritis from that hand grabbing.
Wahala.
She's grabbing her hand.
And if I know women very well, he was grabbing those arms too hard. He was grabbing because his arms.
You just look at their body language to see what's going on in this video.
It's bad.
And that damn bonnet on her head, for goodness sake. On a good day, maybe you were not on this kind of video, for goodness sake. What did he do to this woman? We need all you women in the house. Did you see how Allah is? You see, this is how men do. You see how Allah is talking. This is how men do. He's not going. They talk about their bro code is in full effect 247.
Yes,
we need to go and save our sister. We need to go and save this woman and find out what this man has done to her. Because I don't know what he did.
And it's necessary. Because I'll tell you why, Auntie B. Sister code, bro code is necessary because the Because again, these things are not math. They are not 1 + 1 must equal to 2 by force. You must just hold her accountable by all means. No, 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 no. Loyalty is a real thing. If you throw your sister under the bus, she can't listen to you. Oh, by the way, she can't listen to me already because I'm a man. She would rather listen to you in certain things, right? So if you now go throw her under the bus, where do you think she's going to go to? She's going to go to men. And men are going to teach things from their perspectives. There's certain times that's necessary, but for the most part, loyalty is a real part of our mental status, and it's necessary. I don't want my brothers to feel unsafe, because I'm going to hold them accountable. That's already going to feel unsafe to a certain extent, but I want them to also be able to trust me. It's the same thing you practice with your children. You should still show some level of loyalty to your children, but also be able to just find that balance. If you think it must be one extreme or the other, that's a social and emotional skills problem. It doesn't have to be any one extreme. You don't have to protect your children all the time, by all means. You also don't have to no, I must show the whole world that I beat my children in public. That's not good, because they won't feel safe, and they will run to, something completely unsafe, something that. So it's always good to make sure we find that balance, and that's something that I notice you practice. I practice that here too. I want everyone to feel safe, but more importantly, I want the sisters to know that no, I will protect my brothers, because we're all learning. Nobody is perfect at any point in time, including these gentlemen on the screen. There's a good chance that they learn too much way too soon. Some of this stuff we're talking about, many people, including myself, some elderly people don't learn it until they're 65, after like 3 marriages. That's the truth. Many people don't learn this stuff until later in years. That's why you see the Agbalagba, they will sit down, they relax, they're not rushing anywhere. Us, what do? Everything is a rush. Quick, microwave. Right? They're not rushing because they've been there, done that. They realize that anyway, but I think he probably learned too much way too soon, more than he can handle as a human being. It's not an excuse for him. But if you listen to some of his rhetorics, he's not saying anything that's too off. I did notice that it seemed like it was much more throwing men under the bus, men that he doesn't know. If you come to me and you ask me for advice, ladies, there's a good chance I will hold you. It might sound like I'm holding you accountable first. It's not. It's just that I think you have power if you are able to complain. If you have the power to complain, you have certain other powers that you don't realize. I will try to point that power to you. Like, for example, if you're able to complain that your man doesn't know how to sit tight, he's always going out at night, then I'm going to attempt to, hey, what's other things going on? I want to see where you can actually exude your power and actually seduce him to stay, as opposed to let's hold him accountable, he must stay with Egba. That's not going to work.
I think he was just selling himself. He was selling himself because, majority of his audience were women, right? It was women that was consuming his content. So he needed to make himself attractive.
Yeah.
Or he needed to make himself acceptable, because he knew he was selling himself. Let's just put it that way. Because as a man, not that okay, if a woman is saying that, they'll say it's because she's a woman. She's always going to be a woman, so she'll look at things from a feminine perspective, or
right.
But he understood his followership. He knew that majority of the people that listened to him were women. So he needed to say things that will make more women follow him. What women want to hear.
Yeah,
and
so
in doing that, it came across as if it was just putting men. It was just throwing men under the bus.
I think you're right that it came across as that way. It's not necessarily his intentions. I don't think it was his intentions to throw men under the bus, and that's why I think a lot of men that use his name as a noun or verb to shame other men, I think these men are lame for the most part. These are lame men that will say, "Oh, I see you, Derrick Jaxn. I see you coming like that." That's a lame behavior. There's no other way.
Nothing is said. Like I said, I did follow him.
Right.
And he was mostly very accurate in the way he was analyzing relationship, but it was an ideal. It
was ideal.
Yes.
It was, and it was one, and it's one of the problems that I say about generalization. As I always tell people, we all generalize. I just want us to be aware that it's not absolute truth, right? There's always a blind spot when you generalize, and there's a good chance that you gravitate towards generalizing when it's actually personal. It's something you've gone through, and then you make the whole world equal to that, and it's usually not, right? So when you generalize, which is usually what he does on his videos, because he's just giving advice to general people, right? A man who comes there, who can somehow relate to that, my wife behaved this way, he'll be like, why are you throwing us under the bus? That's because it's now becoming personal. He could relate. They're not talking about him. He just stumbled into a video. But he could relate to one little element or two. And then it's like he's throwing. I don't think he was deliberately trying to throw men under the bus.
No.
But I do think he should have been aware that there's a good. I'm aware that people would think I throw them on the bus sometimes here. But then I would drag them even more so that they can pay attention to me. That wait. I'm not throwing you on the bus. Listen to what I'm saying. Just to get their attention to speak some, But he wasn't. It was purely about the business that he was into, which is, I hate to say it, pandering to women, like just saying things. But I don't think it was deliberately doing that. I think it was speaking to what that woman is going through. But if I'm advising you, Auntie B, and you said, Daddy, I did something there, and the first thing I did is like, that's just bad. A man should not do that. No, that's terrible advice. The only thing I should be engaged, I should listen to you maybe further. It doesn't mean your husband can be wrong, but I don't think you benefit anything from telling you that your husband is wrong. I think you already know your husband is wrong if he's wrong. I think you're looking for other answers beyond what you already know. What can I do? This is the man I married. What can I do to get this result I'm looking for? Okay, that answer oftentimes is in one thing that we never talk about: seduction. You got that man to marry you somehow, some way in the first place. You've disengaged from whatever that is. You think he's supposed to know. He's supposed to know this, know that. He's supposed to continue to show up. No, the truth is that human beings get complacent.
I feel sorry for her. I don't know how is she going to survive this with all this swearing and cussing that she was cussing and swearing and using Bible? What's she going to do?
I don't know.
It seems like her entire life was centered around this man.
Yes.
And the marriage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what's going on. And what he could have done is again, it's not even judging him, but it's almost impossible to do this, by the way, but there are people that do it. He needed to make her feel safe, to not have to run to social media to be cursing anyone. It's a very, very difficult task to take on when there's damages, when she's going through all that pain. Because remember, she's probably also mad at him.
Yes, of course.
And she's trying to show it as something else entirely.
And she's still trying to support him at the same time, even though it was his behavior that led to all these shenanigans in the first place.
Yeah.
Poor woman.
Word is okay. No, I want you to help me finish him when I report him to you. That's what DERRICK JAXN was doing. He will advise them, but then they will finish.
And he was talking about African American men. And he wasn't being very understanding of the peculiar, circumstances and situations of this group of men that he was talking about.
Yeah. That is the problem with generalization. Honestly, it is, because anyone can dump into a video and feel like they're talking to them and then call somebody a panderer. That's the main. That's why I said I need examples. I tell anybody I get on that panel, I was like I can't comment too much. I need some real life examples, because there's no way I'm not going to be generalizing with do you think all women should just respect their husband? Dude, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that means. Listen, respect, as I know, is 100% earned. I don't know if that man earned the respect he's asking for. So why would you be asking me such a generalized question, right? But most of these YouTube platforms are based on topics that are generalized like that. Yeah. And because more people can come in and relate, because it's like a broad spectrum, right? They can find one little point and relate. But no, we need real life examples. What happened? That's and to be honest, there's only so much we can talk about people's stories here. So you need coaching, you need counsel. Talk to your pastor. If you can afford a coach, Talk to your pastor. Talk to someone, because they can listen to your specific story, so that you can stop listening to a Derrick Jaxn who is talking to 200,000 people at the same time.
And they talk the sweetest guy from mouth. When he start to talk, you just see him, everything just flows.
Let me play 2 videos of his. They're all short, and then people can relate to what we're talking about. Some of this.
Join the discussion. No, it's almost midnight here. Me, I'm going to jump up very soon.
Yeah.
Use the link and come in and have this conversation with us. Like, you guys are in afternoon. We are almost midnight over here in this part of the world.
Please, I just dropped the link again. Let me play these videos, and to be so we can refresh our memory on his style. This video right here that I'm about to play is his #1 video, I think. And let me position it properly, and then let's have it.
Team Jackson, what's happening? So I just had a conversation with an old friend of mine. I ain't talked to him in years, so when he reached out, I knew it had to be serious. He asked me what was my suggestion for getting his girl back. You know, admittedly, he had messed up. This was a real woman, bona fide, like, keeper, and he let her go. And now he wants me to let him know what his next move should be. And the sad part is, all I could tell him was that it's time to move on. Like, it's over with. After he ran down everything, and I won't go into detail, but I will say this. There are a lot of guys in his position who are dealing with a real woman, maybe for the very first time, or that they recognized it, but they misjudge what stage she's in after a relationship falls out. Therefore, they misinterpret their chances for getting her back, and when they should be putting forth a valid effort to try and get her back. You know, as men, we tend to see the world through our eyes, through our actions. We think everybody move like us, or we base things on, you know, what girls we're used to dealing with, the average ratchet chicks or whatever. But when it comes to a real woman, she moves different. In fact, she moves the exact opposite of most brothers. Like, okay, so for a relationship that's going to fall out, there's a few stages. The first one is comfort. That's whenever, you know, a guy is comfortable, no matter what's going wrong. He may be, you know, neglecting her, disrespecting her. It may be infidelity. It may be just him stalling out for marriage. Whatever it is, he's comfortable. He's thinking, this is how the relationship is going to be. I don't see any reason for it to change. And I don't.
What he just said is facts. We never think a woman is going to leave us. Oh, if you don't agree with me, wait, I'm patient. When you get into a long-term relationship, obviously that's why you stayed in it, because you don't feel like she's going anywhere. Oh, by the way, she could be suffering emotionally. Yes, it's not your fault. It doesn't have to be about fault, but she's suffering. She's been trying to say something. Just, oh, Barry, yeah, let's leave her, you know.
He's always using that word, a real woman. A real woman.
A real woman. Yeah, that's a woman who stays.
It's deliberate.
Well, she's also saying not all women are real. Some of these women are ratchet. Right? That's what that means, you know. But he's talking about white men smarting up right now, you know. But he's saying, like, you get into this place, you just feel like, you know, she's just always gonna be there. It's true. Most men will go through that phase. They're just very comfortable.
I'm wondering if he was talking about himself here. At this point now, was this story real, or he was just talking about projecting his own issues?
Well, we know him to tend to talk in third persons.
Third person. So we're talking in third person.
So let's see.
There's something seriously wrong with people that are always talking about themselves in the third person.
Yeah, that's a, you know, people say that all the time, but I think it's bad if you tend to talk about yourself in third person. Yeah, Bishop was notorious for that too. Yeah, God help us.
That it could possibly end for me. Life is great. And then the relationship ends, of course, which blindsides us. But with our ego, we don't really care like that. We just move on to the second stage, which is the single stage. I call it single because it may end up us being thoughts, the way that we always wanted to be and probably were, or being with that girl we told our lady that she didn't have to worry about. You know, the girl that we might have been already dealing with, but now we don't have to be secret about it. We don't have to cover up where it is that we're going out to. We don't have to hide text messages. We don't have to step out of the room to take a call. We can be all out on the scene, maybe even make our girl jealous, our ex-girl jealous.
So what is he talking about? He said, why men smarten up when it's too late? That's what he's talking about. Now, this was, I don't know how, this video is a long time ago. This was when he was in this is one of his #1 videos. This is literally like 2 days ago. I'm going to play this.
Oh, don't get it twisted. Modern day women definitely want relationships, but you can't scare them with that whole, oh, you're gonna be single forever, as a response to them raising their standards, because they understand things older generations didn't. Like, they know they're gonna get called stuck up sometimes, but that is also better to be called stuck up than to keep getting attached to men who only drag them backwards. And they don't carry that paranoia of overthinking whenever they lose interest in men who under-deliver on the things that they promise. Like, they don't have that. They're not weighed down by guilt from scaring men away, because they know that those men were probably already scared of accountability, consistency, and commitment. So it's not that they don't want relationships, they're just willing to pay the price of raising their standards, which means sometimes being single a little bit longer. Because the cash out is eventually going to be everything that they deserve, which is a whole hell of a lot better than continuing to get scammed into trauma and regret that comes from settling. Oh, don't get it twisted.
I agree 100% with everything he just said. You know, I agree. He didn't tell any lies. What does that mean? What does that mean? At the end of the day, what you show in real life, you know, what you show in real life. Hey, shout out to Auntie B, by the way. Thank you so much for coming up and co-hosting with me today. That's Obodo Oyinbo TV, by the way. Make sure that you're plugging over there, ladies. Make sure you plug in over there, you know. But yeah, I think we have Uche back here. He didn't say, there's no lies in what he just said, right? But what should just tell you, when you are in your real life, right, and what you say out of your mouth can be completely different. Let's not be so quick to judge him. This is for all of us, right? We know that he's wrong. It's obvious, right? He was living double life, blah, blah, blah. That's true. You know, he should have taken some time off to take care of his family. But I don't think that lady could withstand the level of pressure that comes from all of this monitoring spirits. The attention is way too much, you know. Uche, where did you go now? Uche, come back inside here. But yeah, let me see what you all are talking about. So, Auntie B, so got it wrong. Thank you so much. Sir Hill, my brother. Shout out to you, bro. Fantastic session you did about this earlier. I agree with you 100% on your session. Check out Sir Hill. He's fluent, Sha. He's reading from a book. No, he's been doing this for years. Okay. He's been doing this for years. Speaking it is second nature to him. We now know that there's a disconnect from what he's saying and his personal life, allegedly, because that could have been his sister who was holding the hands in Miami. Who knows, right? He still is, even now. Hey, you're who you are, right? He's good at this. 700,000 subscribers is not your mate. You don't just build 700,000 subscribers. You're connecting emotionally with someone. That's the bottom line. Speaking of, by the way, did you know that it looks like we're doing something correctly here? Check that out. 1,500 subscribers. Congratulations to you, the Prestige family. Thank you so much. All your like buttons, hitting the like button, engaging, all that stuff. 1,500. All right? No be beans. Let's pay attention. Oh, by the way, let's keep going. We got a few more things I wanted to cover with regards to this topic. All right. So, so what is the timeline here? What happened? Again, just a quick recap. 700,000 subscribers, content creator, talks about relationships. Very good at what many men consider to be pandering to women. I think it's mostly just him speaking to women. It wasn't about throwing men under the bus. I don't think he was deliberately trying to do that. And then somebody released a news. Somebody said, hey, he messes around with other women. That expose was done by Tasha K. I played that video earlier, so let me see. Uche, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I'm actually driving.
Okay,
I'm
that's
just
fine. How are you?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to give my take on the whole thing. I think Darren is I'm not sure if he's a professional relationship
Uh-huh.
expert. I haven't really done a lot of research on that to know if he is. I think he was a man that took advantage of his audience and was saying the things
Yes.
that will make the audience to come back, right? That is
Yeah.
one. I think he's also someone that didn't have a proper mentorship, right?
Yeah.
If he did have a proper mentorship, putting up that video where himself and his wife were trying to say, kind of do damage control would have been done properly, especially with her appearance, the whole thing. It looks like something that he was actually the one doing the talking. She
Right.
was just like, okay, let's just do this and get out of it, right?
Right.
That's second. Thirdly, um, I went back to his Instagram page.
Mm-hmm.
The things he said in 2019,
Right.
2020 are quite different from what he's been putting up lately.
Lately,
Right.
right? Mm-hmm.
And to think he's someone that wrote a book on Cheater's Mind, part 3, there's something that he's not saying. Everything was business with him. That's how I take it. And he has been a serial cheater, right? This is not the first time. It's just
Absolutely
that
not.
this is the time. One day for the team, one day for every day for the team, one day for the owner.
Benny,
So this is the time when he was caught.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he's been a serial cheater. It is one of the things affecting his wife mentally, right? But they come under the facade, we're Christians, we're relationship experts.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful. I have to use the blood of Jesus, So
Blood
one
of
of them
Jesus.
should actually seek for help. Yes, and Bible, one of them should seek for help, mentally and otherwise. And him coming out to announce now that they are going different ways, I'm thinking is an outcome of another damage control from the picture where we saw him in Miami doing piercing. Yes, it's just an outcome. You know what? Let me just announce his divorce and let everybody leave me alone. So for me, everything was business for him. He probably.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying we should be careful the people we listen to. You can pick some things and you leave some things. Doesn't mean you have to, follow them bumper to bumper, follow them verbatim. Pick whatever that you can that is good for you and leave the others. That's just my take about the whole thing.
Yeah. If you're, thank you so much for that. Another thing I will add on to this: if you get on a platform and you tend to agree to everything that the person is saying on the platform, it's probably a bad idea. It's okay if you disagree with some things, meaning you're actually processing what they're saying. There are many reasons why you might disagree. Maybe your background is quite different. You're just able to see from your perspective, even though they may be speaking facts, truth, all this kind of stuff. But from your perspective, you may just notice that, hey, this person is human like the rest of us, but I could take something away from them, But yeah, thank you so much for that. I think he definitely was. I think at this point, there's proof everywhere. It's just business for him, It's business for him. I think it's also possible that maybe he would like to be able to practice it too. He's just not capable, It's not capable. But again, I think he tried to put up a front initially after being caught with the scandal. We're going to work on a marriage, blah blah blah. But at this point, I think he's really thought about it and say, And then when you consider the way she conducts herself in public, I'm not sure if he's able to handle that. That woman is a lot. This is not the actual person. Let me show you. This is not the person. right? That's the person that was acting a day after she got hit in the face with a punch, like an actual punch. She got punched in the face with some crazy ass news about her husband. This is also the other extreme. Now she's angry, you know. I don't think Derrick has ever sat still to really think about, is he able to even maintain a family? I think they've been together since teenage years. I think this is a brand new woman right now. I'm not sure if he's capable of maintaining anything with her. You know, and he has a business to conduct. Business must move on. The show must go on. At least that's what you can see on his pages right now. But he will collect it because that's his family. You can't escape from your own shadow. I keep telling you that, you know. But
Sure.
Uche, are you still there?
Yes, I am still here, but I didn't want to turn on myself since I'm driving. Well, I wish both of them best of luck. They should do things properly and stop deceiving the young ones that are depending on whatever or you should do things properly and stop deceiving the young ones that listen to him. Probably people that he's mentors to, you know. I don't know why people do things like that. He should go get help. He should go check himself wherever he needs to check himself, you know, and get a mentorship as well. Even if you're a mentor, you also should have someone that you are accountable to. So they probably don't even have people they are accountable to. That's my own conclusion about the whole thing.
100% fact. Yes, yes. Don't be a stranger now.
All right, I have to go. Thank you so much.
All right.
A good show you have there. Maybe some other time I will jump in too.
Anytime.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome to come anytime, okay?
All right. All right. Bye.
Bye. All right. So let me see. Let me just see. Let's make sure we're up to speed here because, you know, since they're social media people, they're probably trying to keep us up to date too and let us know what's going on with them. Derrick Jaxn. Sorry, Miss Jackson. I think it's the one that really couldn't handle this. I think they've had conversations. He did mention something to the effect that they've engaged counsel here and there. I don't know. We don't know what we don't know, you know. We just don't know what we don't know. That's the bottom line. We have to be guided when it comes to commenting on those people. Let me share my screen really quickly. All right. So this is his page. 1.3 million monitoring spirits. Or more. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let's not cap, right? Let's not cap. That's a lot of people following him on Instagram. Now, his Instagram followership grew faster after the scandal, okay? And I think he's probably spent a lot more time on Instagram too. So we don't know exactly how the progression, but I know that the YouTube platform became quite stagnant. He actually lost some subscribers, you know, but you know, Instagram is new blood, you know, and he's a hell of a marketer. Let's not get that twisted, you know. So he probably knows how to get into a new bucket altogether. Yeah, last. If you don't want, you know. But I think again, like I was saying, the content of some of his things he's saying is not necessarily off. This is just a man. This is gonna sound like I'm giving excuses for him. I am not. I promise. Okay. This is a man who I don't think he knows the level. I don't think he understands the level of the mission that he's engaged. You know, relationships, something so personal. Listen, I can advise people on business, consulting. I don't have to be a millionaire. I don't have to be a billionaire, right? Relationships, I think more and more people are going to question your credibility based on your personal life. It just makes sense, you know? It just makes sense. If you're a divorcee and you want to advise people on relationships or marriage, you're going to have to you have to do a little bit more work in making sure you're balanced. If all you're doing is painting all the bad picture about marriage, people are going to question you. The younger generation will in fact question you, like, can you tell us why you failed? Oh no, it's not failure. It's we graduated from a curriculum. No. Okay, good, cute. Can you tell us why you committed to a lifetime, and 14 years down the line, you're changing it to graduation and curriculum? Oh no. Okay, what school is this that you graduated from? Like, younger people are going to start asking those questions, and your questions cannot be disingenuous or manipulative in any way, right? You know, they're very quick. Yeah, some of you may not understand what I say.
Stop the cap.
They're calling you out as soon as possible. So there's nothing wrong. You can advise people from experience, but part of your credibility is that, hey, can you show us some results, right? Oh no, but you can't ask me for results. You know, does that? They're trying to pay you, okay? They're trying to pay you. Eventually, people are going to start questioning that. Okay, never mind, they don't question you, right? Somebody like Tasha K is going to drag your ass with your results if your lifestyle don't align with what you preach. It's part of what we call organic content. It's all organic. It becomes somebody else's food to drag your ass with that inconsistency. Okay? So it's not even a matter of like, oh, you know, like, it's not, people don't have to pay you. If you're running your mouth and you become popular off of fake lifestyle, you will collect. Wodo. That's just the way it is, you know. But yes, you know, this was a fantastic session. I think thank you. Shout out to Auntie B and Uche for coming up. Let me just see what Una are talking about, you know. For those of you that are new here for the first time, please do know we do come here on Tuesdays live 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time, 5 p.m. on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. on Fridays, and we do pop-ups depending on if it's a hot topic. Like this was a hot news today. We do pop-ups sometimes. I do pop-up on Saturdays sometimes, you know, and we release tons of videos. So make sure you're watching the videos, the shorts. I need all the smoke. And if you appreciate what I'm doing too, I do value all of your appreciations. You know, I value every single one of them. It will still who he is, even now. I know. That's life, you know. So that's why our credibility is important, because it's hard for people to forget in the short term. But Glamola, let me give you this. Change behavior is everything, especially with consistency. If he changes his behavior and is consistent over time, all of us forgive him. It's that easy. That's how easy forgiveness is. A lot of people that try to manipulate people into forgiveness say you're wasting your time. It's actually easier than trying to use your mouth to manipulate people into forgiveness. Just change your behavior, be patient, be consistent, and no expectations. Because if you have expectations, it will tamper with your patience, right? No expectations. Just live your life. Do what you're supposed to do for yourself. Other people will benefit from it. They will get value from it. And keep going. People forgive. People forgive. That's the truth. Derrick, you are scared of accountability, consistency, and commitment. Jesus Christ is delusional. Yeah, he still is. Because this video from a few days ago, this video right here, needs to go and sit down somewhere for now. He needs to take some time off. He needs to plan his financial life and then go and sit down somewhere for now. Yeah, so I agree with that. I guess so. However, the difference is that Steve Harvey has made his mistakes in the past. Yes. Okay, gracious greatness. I noticed earlier you did say something about Steve Harvey is a panderer. I would say he comes off as a panderer to certain types of people. I don't think Steve Harvey is a panderer at all. Just like this guy, I don't think he's an ultimate panderer like that, you know. I'm yet to see anybody that somebody says a panderer. I can see how some talking points can come off as pandering. I get it. But it's usually because we're looking from one lens. That's usually why, you know. But but you made a good point here that somebody that's made his mistake in the past, you really can't argue with that. That's a good point. As compared to Derrick Jaxn, if it's true, 4 years, that's early. Anything less than 10 years is early. Somebody's going to be like, all it's because you've been married for longer than 10 years. That's why you're saying that. It's whatever, man. Remember, you get to interpret what I say how you want, right? But I think if you're a man and you haven't been married for up to 10 years, you don't know yourself. How much more another person, you know? But you're right. I'm probably projecting my bullshit on you. Take it with a grain of salt, you know? Yes, Auntie B, thank you. The last comment was my thoughts. Ola is living double life, not worse. Yes, according to Tasha K. You know, according to these people, allegedly, right? Sister called Sister Ni. Okay, I see what you guys are talking about. Because I said it could have been the sister that was holding hands, right? Hey, I always leave room. I don't know anything. That's all I'm trying to say. Me, I don't know anything. Maybe I did my corner JJ here. But you probably know better than me. Chinye, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Thanks for stopping by today. I agree, sis. Gracious greatness is not sis. Is it sis? I wouldn't take relationship advice from either man. Blessing CEO. That's case for another day. We're gonna focus today, okay? Got to go. My eyes are closing. It's late here. Shout out to you, Gorex. All right, you probably wouldn't take relationship advice from me either, because I'm a man. Oh shit, my brother. Still got love for you, though. AM. It's all about the Benjamins. Omo Majentoyi. I'm creating content. It makes it easier for me to show up every day because this is monetized. That's the honest truth. If the platform gets big and bigger, which is the goal now is 100,000, right? Subscribers, right? Homo, I have to look at what the audience want to. Is that pandering? Somebody's going to call that pandering. You know, what man go do? We must keep the platform growing. I promise I'll stay authentic to myself. Okay, there's a skill set around how you give people the truth and you can still take care of the audience, okay? But I'm just letting you know that it's real. When you have 700,000 subscribers, it's easy to lose yourself in the middle of the numbers. Okay? That's true. Ola, I disagree, because I get coconut head. My guy. Ola, most times when people are hurt, they go opposite for whom they are. Yes. There's a lot of truth in that. They go from introvert to being extrovert and vice versa. Yes. Yes, that's very true. That's good for awareness because extremes are not good. Because life is not extreme. Life no balance. You heard that before, right? Life no balance. Don't try to ask for balance. Don't ask for fairness. All this asking for fairness is not fair. I'm telling you, men, gentlemen, especially you, don't ask for fairness. You need to play this game and destroy all the enemies in your path as much as you can. No fairness. If you're playing fairness, you're being defeated. They're spending a lot of energy on playing fairness. You're being defeated. Oh yeah, worst case scenario, somebody's going to take your girl. Somebody's going to take... We don't want that, right? All right. Shout out to Realities Around You, my sister. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is what Derrick wanted, to break her to the point where she will be angry and cannot find herself. I'm not sure if it's deliberate, but that's effectively what happens. That's why we have to be careful, right? From docile to angry, I actually feel for this woman. It's now ex-wife, to be ex-wife. They filed for divorce, they claim, even months ago. I'm surprised some of this, nobody's doing research anymore. People would have caught that in the courthouse normally already. Their influence on the younger generation is concerning. Everybody go collect woto, even the younger. D, how now? I'll take advice from anyone in a healthy relationship now. Yes. Relationship expertise in the new church ministry, easy money. Yeah. The truth is that some people mean well, but they end up in a bad situation where the money is the root of all evils. That's a fact, okay? When you see numbers and you know that you can get on the show and paint this narrative and somehow you can add $1 more million into your account. Or more, excuse me. It's real. It's real, okay? That's why self-control is important. Continue to work on ourselves is important. Make sure you stay grounded is important because that same 1 million will destroy you. Yes. But it's easy to forget that. I'm going to leave that thing. leave that thing, just cash, because I've shake there. Almost right? I look good you. He should just quit while he's ahead. It's too late. I think he should take a break. It's too late. I think it's really who he is. I think he needs a coach, a mentor, hopefully somebody older, not somebody who went to go and get a degree to become a psychologist. That's helpful, but I need experience with that. Some experience, somebody that can say, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is your calling, but we got to align what we're going to do. Time is definitely a part of that process. Time, process, patience. Anything that removes those three things will continue to destroy him, because we will continue to drag him like this online in the name of extracting lessons. That's what we're doing. 1.3 million monitoring spirits, you said. Yes, so we are monitoring spirits. You fight not the flesh. Okay? You want me to break it down for you? Who's to tell that the wife is not somewhere looking at the comments right now? When she comes out in the living room from the bedroom after looking at those comments, what do you think is going to happen? She's going to smile and say, my husband, right? You're not fighting flesh. Always remember that. Monitoring spirits. Yes, it's us. Us online in-laws. Right? Not also us. He still sounds like someone I would like to listen to. I never knew him before now. Worthy, you see? See? You know, how do you say it, right? It's true. All these people that are dragging will forgive him. He just needs to take some time off and be authentic this time, of course. You know, honestly, there's nothing out there on the street. That chick that he's holding hands with, I bet you I can bet my livelihood for a whole month on it. She's probably not as fine as the wife, you know. But that, as you can tell, that has nothing to do with nothing. Wherever can make you feel at peace, whatever that is, for you, even if it's the devil, is what people gravitate towards, right? That's just who we are as people, right? Don't do it, Worthy. He'll confuse you. Don't listen to Derrick Jaxn, right? He's a fine specimen. Worthy. Ice. I know how you did. I knew she would eventually leave him. I think there's a good chance he's the one leaving. But I think it's because he's fed up and he's exhausted. If that's the case. I think she's turned out to be completely something else entirely. If you go look at her page, I don't think she's herself, you know. He's human. At some point, you know, he might decide to, you know, he's shown some narcissistic traits. He will always do what's in his best interest, even if it's purely emotional. I know that sounds terrible, but, you know, it is what it is. Marriage by year 4 is not the same as 14 or 24. Onoji, Eruni Baba. Onoji. Yeah. Young people are always arguing with this. Why do all these people always think the experience like, well, you can't argue with experience, man. Don't do yourself like that. You can't argue with experience. Like it's me arguing with Brother Patrick on marriage. It doesn't make any sense now. It could make sense at all. Eh? If you have more Gucci belt than an elderly person, you can't Gucci outfit, you can't have more drag than the elderly person. Let's all be calming down. Calm down, right? So every additional day that somebody has experienced more than you, honor it. There's always something that you just may not know. Just like them too, but at least that one factor we know it. Time. It's a big deal. Okay. Follow online, inspire to aspire. You have to balance what the audience wants with your interest. Yes, absolutely. You get my gist earlier, AM. Thank you. Thank you, Chinye. Family. He was the one. Now, do me a favor. Before Una leave, right, and announced publicly, I thought it was the one who filed. No, he just announced. He didn't tell us who announced publicly. He didn't tell us. He said we decided to go our separate ways, you know. Bye everyone. No, don't leave yet. I have an announcement, very important announcement. It's almost dinner time here. Yeah, don't leave yet. All right, so let's see. All right, so let me just go ahead and make the announcement right now. This was a nice session. We typically spend about 2 hours, sometimes a little less, but the videos are much shorter, so you can consume those videos 10 to 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The shorts are like less than 60 seconds, of course. Whichever one you fancy, whichever one. So do me a favor, before you head on out, make sure you hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Don't just leave, right? But there's also this part right here. Go to, no, not this one, not this one. Yes, there is a free book. Let me just go ahead and share this. Then I'll share the other thing real quick. Very important information. This one right here, yes. Just go download the book. You can also book a coaching. But more importantly, if you want to be notified, I actually haven't started sending the notifications yet, but we already started to have conversations. I saw people posting just now. Join us on WhatsApp, okay? Simply go to this browser. Go to your browser to this link, www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. It will take you into the WhatsApp group. If that's not working, okay, text this US number, +1732 305 8577 is scrolling on the screen. Just say add me to the MOP group, okay? That way we can engage even outside of being live here. Then also I can let you know when I'm going live or anything like that. I can post the link when I schedule live sessions, so you can also secure in your calendar, okay? But I think the easiest way is to go to this link, not that link, not that one. I didn't mean to share that. I'm actually going to delete that off of here so I don't keep posting it. This one. Join the Prestige family at www.lolaanola.com/WhatsApp. Join us over there. You can join Brother Patrick. You can join Ice, a few other people. Miss Chukura is there. A few other people. Just join us there and let's continue take on the conversation from there. Let's build a community together. And I think the next time I'll be here live is Tuesday, 5 p.m. But before then, I probably have about 3 videos I'll release, so make sure you watch those videos. A lot of those videos are hardcore lessons. And please, if you have smoke, don't shy away. Put the smoke in the comments so we can learn from each other. Okay, this is a conversation as we're going. All right, so let me see if there's anything else. Yes, you can go download the book for free, and if you want free private coaching as well, you can access that from over there. loveandprestige.com is the link you want to go to. Again, shout out to everyone. Shout out to Auntie B. Shout out to everybody that come by. If you're brand new here for the first time, I appreciate you. Okay, let's continue the conversation. Let's continue the conversation because there's a switch that's going on. There's a transition that's going on. A lot of people, we talked about the cohabitation thing earlier. A lot of people don't know how to handle the transition that's going on. A lot of people don't realize that it's not 1961 much longer. So the rules have to adjust. They have to adjust. I mean, it's just default. It's just reality, right? There's no one answer to it. We're gonna have to keep having this conversation. But trying to pull 1961 to now, could work. You feel me? Could work. All right. So with that being said, shout out to you, Uchenna. Thank you so much. Shout out to family D Love. Thank you so much. 3,000. Thank you so much. Hopefully you've been educated, enlightened, and educated. I'll see you on the next one. And peace.
What?